Welcome to Haunt Weekly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And this is Haunt Weekly, a weekly podcast for the haunted attraction and entertainment community. Whether you're an actor, owner, or just plain aficionado, we aim to be a podcast for you. And I have no idea why I'm Crystal cracked me up a little bit there. It was apropos of absolutely nothing. You did it no different than 300 plus times before.
Okay.
But for some reason, it just was the funniest thing I'd ever heard for a second there.
Okay.
I have no idea why. I can't begin. I think that's the exhaustion speaking.
Yeah. It's been a tiring weekend.
Yeah, we spent most of our weekend tearing down our, believe it or not, our Halloween display.
Yes. Yes, it's December, so what?
Yeah, we got it up late thanks to the car accident and other stuff that happened in October.
Yeah.
We promised some people we'd keep it up a little bit longer. In fact, we promised we'd keep it up through Thanksgiving, actually. Yeah. And we've just been busy. It's been a crazy time for both of us. And this was the first weekend we had with nothing else on the calendar where we could donate the time we needed to get it taken down. And
I'm glad that we did, because this means that we don't have to spend part of the holiday break that's coming up.
Yeah, we're going to spend some of the holiday break probably doing haunt work.
Oh, yeah, we'll be cleaning out and organizing and stuff.
But we won't be focusing on the yard, which is nice.
Yeah.
And there's my computer deciding to chime in.
Literally?
Literally. But no, so yeah, that's nice. But that's what's been going on for us. What's been going on with you? Please take a minute. Let us know. You can find out more from us from hauntweekly.com, Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook, youtube.com/Haunt Weekly is the YouTube channel. Every single episode we've ever done is there. The entire archive, easy access, easy listening, easy searching. You can also find us on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Nothing.
You're smirking.
That was a poke at me for the easy searching.
No, actually, it wasn't. Actually, no, it wasn't.
I had trouble finding out whether or not we had done this episode before, so I cataloged all of it.
No, I actually was. I was literally not thinking about that then. I was thinking easy listening, like easy listening music, and easy searching. Yeah. I was just,
I know.
I was vibing.
It's fine.
I was just vibing, man. I wasn't thinking about you and what you had done earlier today at all. I'm not thinking about much of anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I can keep my brain on enough of a level to get through this next 50-ish minutes, that will be a treat unto itself.
Oh, let's see if we can do that.
Well, first thing is first. Last week's question of the week, apparently last week's episode,
yeah,
and last week's question of the week sparked some shit.
There was a lot of discussion around who's the scariest fast food mascot.
All right, we have to discuss a few things first. One of our friends, Shannon, listener to the podcast, pointed out that we must not have seen the Jack in the Box TV commercials.
Right.
And she was absolutely right. We don't get the commercials here. We only have, like we've said, one Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Like even in the southeast Louisiana, and it's in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm. It's
actually on our side of Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a day trip.
It's kind of outside the city. It's kind of weird, but it's in the Baton Rouge area. It's about 90-ish minutes away from us, and it's a place that we pass by and frequently stop at on trips to elsewhere.
Yes.
And then that would include like the 13th Gate and so forth too.
Yeah. Well, it's always up for grabs if we go to Jack in the Box or Whataburger. Yeah. But now, because when we're traveling that road, we're usually headed to my parents', we will be getting Jack in the Box because they got a Whataburger in their town.
That's true. I did not know that.
Yes.
That is interesting. But to me, that decision always came down to, do I want a burger or do I want a menu of random crap that I can pull from?
Yeah.
Because that's what Jack in the Box burgers are fine.
Yeah.
They are adequate. But if I want a burger, I'm going to Whataburger. Mm-hmm. End of conversation between those two. End of conversation. But if I want like random chicken taco thing that probably should not be sold in an American fast food restaurant, or those god-awful diarrhea-causing 50-cent tacos they sell.
Yeah, their tacos are terrible.
Tacos are the worst things on any fast food menu.
At least at this one.
But anyways, back to Shannon. She informed us, you obviously haven't seen the commercials because those photos in the restaurant that we were talking about, they were so fucking creepy, and they are, stand by that, are apparently stills from the various commercials.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely right. I did not see the commercials, which is weird because when I was in advertising school way back in around the year 2000, we actually studied Jack in the Box. It was an interesting case study because they had a problem with tainted meat and some people fucking died.
Yeah.
And the PR and ad campaign they launched to gain trust back is sort of an interesting case study. If you're fascinated by advertising and PR history, that is one definitely to look up and to go through. It's a fascinating story. So I've seen Jack in the Box commercials in college, but I don't think I saw these.
Yeah.
Because that would have all been probably well before creepy motherfucking serial killer Jack. Which is interesting, they introduced a serial killer Jack character after the meat kills people.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying. I'm going to have to look up and see the timeline on when Jack appeared.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when he appeared. It's going to be interesting. Now, one of the other things we were reminded of, and I'm pulling up who it was real fast, pointed out that we did not include the Dairy Queen clown. That was Chris Gay. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you can see why that is creepy, but I consider him about the same as, like, the same type of creepiness as, like, early Ronald McDonald. Mm-hmm. Basically, black and white era clowns were fucked up.
Yeah. That's fair.
They were really fucked up.
Apparently, Jack was 1994.
Wow.
His first appearance.
So I must have seen Jack in those commercials. I just don't remember. Maybe I was focused only on the commercials related to the truck. Yeah. Maybe you don't use the serial killer mascot when you're trying to get the public's trust back.
Maybe not.
I don't recall him being in those commercials. Probably for a very good fucking reason, though. Mm-hmm. But it seems like the overall theory we had was there was like kind of like a three-way tie here between Jack, Burger King, and Ronald. And it's like everybody had good arguments for each.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I kind of find, like, mascots broadly, like, maybe the next mascot, if we do another creepy mascot teardown, we might have to do, like, football or sports mascots.
Yeah, that would be apropos.
There are a lot of, like, your school had one of the most messed up mascots of all times.
You mean NSU?
Northwestern State, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Vic the Demon.
Yeah. Just look up Vic, V-I-C, the Demon, and be sure to look up the actual mascot, not just the caricature they draw.
Yeah, it's NSU.
Northwestern State, in Louisiana. Yeah. Yeah, it's a small-ish college in basically the northwest part of Louisiana.
In
Natchitoches, which most people would consider Northwestern. I mean, honestly, as we were discussing earlier today, everything north of Opelousas in this state might as well just be East Texas. But, so yeah, check that out. That may be an interesting topic for next time we need a fun episode.
Yeah.
That may be a good one. So now we got an idea there. So, yeah. So, do let us know your suggestions for creepy sports mascots. There are plenty, and Gritty is disqualified.
Yeah.
That's too easy. We're not going to do low. If we do that, we're not taking the low-hanging fruit. We all know Gritty's creepy, all right? That's been done.
Yeah, and I think that you and I agree on the creepiest, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do, too. All right. But moving on to this week's question of the week.
Yes, another one that's a straight tie-in to the episode.
Yeah.
And what is it?
What Christmas horror character was featured at haunts near you? Was it Krampus? Was it Killer Santa? Was it someone unique? Which is where we're steering this.
Yes.
Who was the character featured? There's always a featured character, which is something I've always found kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because here, we didn't go this year, but whenever they first started doing, the Christmas one at New Orleans Nightmare, Krampus is the named character.
Yeah.
It's Krampus. But it's not in the haunt. You get a picture with Krampus, but I don't remember seeing the character actually scary in the haunt anywhere.
Yeah, if he's in the haunt, he did not leave enough of an impression.
No.
Because, I can still to this day name and remember characters from the House of Shock days.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Well, yeah.
I'm getting old, so the fact my memory can even pick up that, it's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So no, who was the main character at Holiday Haunts in your area?
Yes.
And I'm gonna wager now we're gonna hear a lot of people saying Krampus.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it gonna be Krampus or Evil Santa or some variation there, or is there a local legend?
See, that's what we want. We want to know about those things.
Yeah. Krampus.
Everybody does freaking Krampus and Santa.
Krampus and the Evil Santa. Just as long as it's not the Zwaret Pete.
Yeah.
Seriously, just look that one up on your own time. If you have. I think we talked about him in one of the episodes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's not retread the Zwaret Pete. We don't need to tiptoe the next 40 minutes of this.
No, exactly.
And that's going to be an awkward tiptoe-a-thon. Okay. But yeah, so let us know what Christmas characters featured at haunts or holiday characters featured at haunts in your area. And if it's Krampus, let us know it's Krampus. I mean, if it's Krampus, maybe we can finally prove to the world that Krampus got a little bit overdone in haunted attractions.
Yeah, and we're not looking for, all of the ancillary characters that are there. We want who is named.
Advertised.
Who is named and
who's going the marquee? Who's Big Shot, Big Daddy, Big Mama? Who's that?
Yeah, if you don't set foot in that haunt, who do you know is there?
Yeah, and it's Krampus here.
Yeah.
It's definitely Krampus here. Definitely Krampus. No, it's quite, and it's weird because I know the haunts tend to use stock footage in their commercials.
Yeah.
And apparently there is a ton of stock footage available for Krampus.
Yeah, there is, and
stock artwork.
Some of it here that's used looks kind of like the shots for the prop.
Yeah.
It's like the commercial shots for the big prop.
Yeah, and we were having a discussion. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
We were having a discussion about the best looking Krampus we've seen in film. I think you were right that a Christmas Horror Story may legit have the most holy shit Krampus.
That's my favorite Krampus.
Krampus is jacked.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well,
do not mess with this Krampus.
Yeah.
He will powerbomb your ass through a table and not think twice about it.
Yes. Like, if I could get that in miniature to paint, I would love it.
Oh, that is a Christmas horror. Christmas horror.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll paint my demon as. Is in that paint.
Yeah, we got to do our advent calendar. We're gonna get done with this.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Right, so moving on.
Moving on.
But yes, we're seeing that more and more haunts have been doing holiday Christmas haunts or whatever. Basically, trying to have a second opening in Christmas, usually just for a weekend or two, but a way to get a little more revenue for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is this. When we've been seeing this, both ads locally and haunts elsewhere, we're seeing a lot of Krampus.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of variation in the bad guy for Christmas.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because haunts at least seem to attempt to put a lot of energy into having a unique backstory or having a unique character for their main haunt. Mm-hmm. But when it's the Christmas haunt, it's Krampus.
Yeah, here, throw some fucking lights on things and buy the one.
Buy that goat costume, paint him white, he's Krampus now. And
yeah, well, there are Krampus animatronics and costumes.
Yeah, buy the Krampus animatronic and...
Yeah.
And hey, we're fans of Krampus. Don't get it wrong. We love Krampus. We went on a Krampus binge one year.
We did.
We watched like 20
all the Krampus
movies. We watched every movie we could find. Everything from the huge mainstream release Krampus that came out. Everything from that to one that literally had a $150 budget.
Yeah.
We watched the width of that.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ways we found. That's how we found a Christmas Horror Story.
It is.
And that was the year we found it.
And that has now become part of our tradition. That's one of our Christmas movies.
Drunk William Shatner.
Yes. We watch it every year.
And if you watch a Christmas Horror Story, you have to watch the credits.
Yes.
Don't fucking turn it off when the credits come on. Just trust me.
Yeah.
Wait until the video's in the credit and then you can switch it off.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're gonna want to stay with the fucking credits. It's the best part of the movie in some ways.
Other than Awesome Krampus.
Well,
no, it's vignettes in it that are loosely tied together.
Yeah, it's very similar to Trick or Treat in the structure.
Exactly.
They tie together, but only loosely, and you're getting 4 stories.
Yes, and it definitely deserves multiple watches.
Yeah, the first watch, you're going to be blown away.
We're not going to say anything else.
No, the first watch, you're going to be blown away. And you're going to love it, but you may not quite grok all of it. The second watch through is when it makes. It's like Pulp Fiction in that regard.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right. So past episodes, recommended listenings for this episode.
Yes.
If you have not heard them recently, we will be referring back to
episode... Yeah, I don't think anybody's heard episode 15 recently.
No. Episode 15, Baby Got Backstory. Episode 126, Crafting a Villain. And episodes 55 and 157, where we talk about Christmas characters that aren't Santa, and most of them stay away from Krampus, too.
Yeah, we do discuss Krampus in one of them, but still the bulk of the episode is not Krampus.
That was before Krampus really took off here.
Yeah, we were a little bit ahead of the curve on that one. That was, I mean, to give some thought here, we're in 315, so that was almost 200 episodes ago. That's almost 4 years.
Yeah.
It's 3 to 4 years ago. That's a long time. Things have changed with Krampus in that time.
It has.
And one of the things I actually blame for the blowing up of Krampus is the Krampus parade here. It's been going on a long time, but it's become a bigger and bigger tradition. Yeah. And I think it's helped draw a lot of attention to Krampusnacht.
Yeah, and I think that the big blockbuster Krampus movie did a lot too.
Yeah,
because that's when things started to really change, I think.
Yeah, true too.
So anyway.
But yes, the main point of all this is it seems like 9 times out of 10, when a haunt does a holiday show, they say that Krampus is coming to their haunt, but never really explain why.
Exactly. Why is he there? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, is he friends with all the baddies that you have? I mean...
And the thing about it is this. I understand completely wanting to put a familiar, recognizable name and image in a marquee.
Right.
Even people who don't do haunted attractions, don't do horror movies, they know what Krampus is now.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said that when we started this fucking podcast, but you can say it now.
Yeah.
They know what Krampus is. They know what he looks like. They got the gist of what he does. Even if they don't know the full story, they know he punishes the wicked kids where Santa brings presents to the good ones.
Yeah.
You know, the whole vibe is going on. They know enough to pick up what you're laying down, basically.
Yeah.
And I get that. That's easy and simple. But the thing about it is this. It feels like such a disconnect from what haunts do the rest of the year.
Exactly. I mean, I have not seen any haunt weave their Christmas show into their regular haunt story.
And it seems like in most cases, it would not be difficult.
Exactly. I mean, so the other thing is that not just Krampus, but Christmas in general coming to a haunt. I mean, you could easily say that your main character wanted to reward all of the minions in the haunt, all of the regular things, and to scare new people. And you could just hand bows to the customers and make them presents.
That's a cute idea.
I know. You know, make them presents for all the scare actors inside.
That's actually kind of cute. I like that idea.
Yeah.
You could do that. I mean, if a lot of haunts, I note, base their backstory and their presence not so much on a character. I mean, they might mention a character, they might have a character, but it usually focuses on the location. Mm-hmm. A good example locally is Rise focuses on the Risewell Asylum.
Right.
And so forth. It focuses on the Risewell Mansion and the Risewell Asylum and all that. Focuses on the place. I mean, realistically, all you have to do there is say Christmas is a special time.
Yeah.
and then you move on. If you already focus in on the place and say, okay, why was it a special time at this home, at this place? Did was it like Christmas time in hell where everyone gets to celebrate and all of the baddies are let especially loose or something?
Right.
What happens at Christmas? Why was Christmas a special time? And why should I, as a paying customer, want to see the special time?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it seems like it should be easy to just incorporate it into your existing story.
One thing you can always do is, if you don't want to put too much thought into this, is if you do have a character-centric haunt,
yes,
have a relative come and visit.
Exactly. That's crazy for Christmas, and they're bringing the Christmas spirit with them.
Christmas Ken's coming to visit, or something like that. You can always...
Yeah.
Don't use Christmas Ken. That's terrible, but... Crazy Christmas Ken! No. But you can do something like that where you have a family member or a friend or someone that was close come in, and they are just stupid obsessed with Christmas, and they insist upon going around and Christmasifying everything. And the minions all love it because they're getting presents, and maybe you can even go back to what Crystal said with the bow.
Yeah, exactly. And when I was putting the notes together, I was thinking back to the House of Shock, the big stage show.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a storyline there where your main character is fighting to stay around, but this new character gains strength the closer to Christmas it gets, and you could tease it out, start teasing it in November.
Yeah, I really, really like the idea. You were talking about this in the notes, and I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here a little bit. But I love the idea of if your haunt does dates after Halloween. Mm-hmm. Like November, the first weekend in November, what a lot of haunts do. And a lot of times they're blackout nights. Mm. Okay, so they're already kind of special, weird nights, right? You could begin the Christmas takeover then.
Exactly.
Now, I get as pissed as anyone else when people start decorating November 1st. But still, for a haunt, it might be apropos. It might be appropriate. Because you can do this where the Christmas people show up and they start taking over, and there's an element of applause, especially with the characters like roaming around.
Yeah, exactly. They're not fully there yet.
No.
But they're around the corner.
And they're making themselves a little comfortable already,
Yeah. Yeah, but with this battle thing, if it's the characters in a struggle, you could make a video series that shows this battle and the epic takeover that happens. And you could even make like a trading card game, like a battle game with cards to sell.
I mean, the main thing you need to do, though, in all of this, is try to tie the Christmas show into the main show.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's really, really frustrating when places are just like, Krampus is here.
Yep.
Apropos of nothing, Krampus is here. We're done.
Krampus is here. Here's some Christmas lights.
Yeah, we put Christmas lights on crap and gave everyone elf costumes. Have fun.
Yep, exactly. Yes, now I have been seeing some really creepy elf costumes out there, and they look great. But I wish that they were the main star, not Krampus.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. You could... You realistically... If you wanted to keep it supernatural and you wanted to keep it with modern Christmas lore, you, for example, could have a breakaway elf. Mm-hmm. That's not the craziest thing in the world.
No.
Crunchy the elf or something comes in.
Yeah.
Decides to mess shit up, and he hated it in North Pole. He was tormented. He was tortured.
Yeah.
And so he fled, and now he's spreading Christmas misery everywhere he goes.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can tie that in with your main show, which if you have a more supernatural theme, you may well be able to do it. Maybe it's the ghost of Crunchy the Elf or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've never seen Jack Frost in a haunt.
No, I don't think I have either. Now you think about it, how you say it.
Yeah, or the Heat Miser.
Oh, God. We're not doing the fucking song. You just shut the fuck up with that right the fuck now. We're not doing that. Oh my God.
But there are other characters.
But that's just it. There are plenty of other characters.
To pull from.
And there are plenty of unknown characters that you can create and name, and they can be slotted into the lore.
Mm-hmm.
What about the red-nosed reindeer that Santa didn't pick?
Mm-hmm.
And Rudolph's brother.
I did almost put in here um, a scene
His
where
nose is red, blood red.
Yeah, where the reindeer have rebelled and have like tied up Santa, and there's all these weird,
Who's whipping who? This your fat man.
weird, like costumed characters that are reindeer, and they're like torturing people.
Yeah, you can do this without. You can work within Christmas lore and create new characters within it that will probably be able to be slotted into your existing lore and connected to it, and B will be unique to you.
Yeah.
Crunchy the elf. Okay. So yeah, but basically though, if you haven't already settled or spent money on Krampus Claus or Santa Claus or anything like that, this is an opportunity right now to start thinking about, while the holidays are going on, but after your show's likely done, to start thinking about creating a unique character. Yeah. This is the time to do it. It really is.
Yeah, and especially if you haven't done a Christmas show before. Like, if you've already got Krampus there, people are going to expect Krampus next year. I mean, they just are. But if you don't have that, do something original.
You know, even if you have Krampus there, I think you can get away with it as long as you have a distinct enough. Because the thing about it is this, is because Krampus is so everywhere right now, I think switching to a unique character might help you stand out and might counter some of those expectations.
Yeah.
Because because the thing about this is that we're discussing this from a marketing standpoint, having a unique character that you can market and promote, and no one else can have a unique selling proposition for your haunt. But also, it's from a backstory standpoint, it rewards your customers that become more invested and read the stories, watch the videos.
Right.
They get a reward of a more complete story.
Yeah, and we've talked about the importance of that and how it adds an extra layer for your hardcore fans. You know, it may not do it for everybody, but it's free and it gives people a little bit extra.
Yeah. And then that's just it. You want to reward the people that put the time and the effort in.
Yeah.
You want to have... I mean, one of the things we always said about the character and backstory, and we're going to go back into this in a minute, I know, is there should be a surface backstory that everyone can get, even if they stand in the queue line and nothing else. A deeper backstory for those that took the time to maybe read a little bit on the side or
watch the commercials.
Watch the commercials, or even just interact with the queue line actor.
Yeah.
And then there's the deep story for the people that read everything, watched the videos, really dug into the lore. And when you do that, you make it so that everyone can enjoy the haunt. But, you know, everyone can enjoy it and get what they want out of it. But those that do more are rewarded. And one of the things I found interesting, and this came up between Ellie and I, we were discussing Hangman Page's AEW World Title. And this is going back to wrestling here for a minute, but it's worthwhile. You'll hear why in a minute. And I put on a video for Ellie that broke down the arc and how it's been developing over 2 years. All the little nuances and tidbits and things, and the betrayals and the failures and all that, and how it led to this moment. And it had been going for 2 years. And Ellie's like, wow, I did not notice any of that happening. And she's like, oh, for you, it was just a story of a guy that tried and failed, but eventually tried again and succeeded. Yeah. Was that still a good story? Yeah. Yeah. And so she enjoyed the story she got. But someone who dug deeper and watched more, I got more of it. Right. That's that type of thing. Yeah. So, anyways, let's talk about crafting this unique holiday character, because I think this is where the meat really is. Yeah. So to speak. We do watch a lot of Christmas horror, and I will say it is great for inspiration. I'll note that. Yeah, it's my favorite horror genre. And it's because they have not just creative deaths, but I would also say creative corpse posing. Yes, exactly. Like, we just watched Jack Cross, the riffing of it. And it was a very riffable movie, though, let's be honest. It was. And some movies do have it coming. Yes, I love the woman that's tied up in the Christmas tree. Yeah. You know, Black Christmas also has a lot of
unique posing of
Yeah.
bodies and things in it. And, distinctive weapons are another thing that you see in these that you don't see in haunts.
Yeah. And that is one thing, like, I noticed the last time we went through a Christmas haunt was, like, everyone was in a Christmas costume, but the weapons and the things they were holding were not holiday themed. There were no candy cane knives. There were no...
Exactly. Oversized lollipops.
Yeah. Yeah, then no one was getting stabbed by a Christmas tree,
Or icicles.
Or icicles,
I mean, those you can buy those giant icicles pretty cheap.
Yeah,
the Christmas decoration. Yeah. Just paint the end of it red and you've got a bloody icicle.
Yeah, and but these movies also give you ideas for the character and the story.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. One thing I've noticed is that most of these movies, the vast majority, are not just Santa or Krampus going apeshit.
No, they've got a lot of other characters in there that in some ways are more memorable.
Now, there are some movies of Santa and Krampus going apeshit. As we found out, there's about 20 movies of Krampus, at least 20 movies of Krampus going apeshit.
Yeah, but the big blockbuster Krampus movie, I don't remember that Krampus that well.
No. He was deliberately hidden.
Yeah, I remember the little gingerbread men much more.
Yeah, the gingerbread man. And that was one of the things about that movie was, even though Krampus was the star, he did not do much of the killing directly.
Exactly.
This was more about him creating this hellish environment and all the deaths that happened because of it. He didn't get his hands dirty directly that much.
No.
He didn't need to. Krampus had minions in this.
Exactly.
So, and his minions were cute little gingerbread minions. You're so cute.
Yes, they were.
They were adorable little murderous bastards.
When creating your character, try to think of things that remind you of winter and incorporate it into the costuming. Yeah. Blue tents, candies, frostbitten zombies, evil Christmas fairies, old toys that come to life. Like the Babes in Toyland, the scene with the giant toys is, that was not something that was pleasant as a kid. They're like, oh, kids will love this. No, that's terrifying. So there are a million things to choose from.
Yeah.
Including making your own.
Yeah. There's a lot of options out there. And like I said, we can get past just picking Krampus or Murderous Santa Claus. But choose what you want. Choose an item that you think, and this is going to depend upon the nature of your haunt, your local area. There's a million variables that go into this. But pick something that fits you and what you're doing. Give it a unique name.
I actually really like the idea of a broken ballet doll taking over and trying to do a ballet production in the haunt. Because you could pull from the stories, because most of them are, especially the old ones, and put in elements that are recognizable fairly easy.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, this is an incredible opportunity. If you have a unique character, if you give them the promotion, you put them on the flyer, you put them in the commercials, you get them out there. You not only have that unique selling proposition for your haunt, but you also have a merchandising opportunity. You can put them on T-shirts. You can put them...
Ornaments.
Yes. And Crystal here is hot for ornaments.
Yeah.
She has written 16 times in the show notes.
I do not.
I know, I'm just teasing. But
I haven't written once, but I don't know where we're at. Where it's at here.
Yeah, but no, you said ornaments, and I do think ornaments are a great idea. Yeah, and of course Santa hats and T-shirts and things too.
Yeah.
Basically, this is an opportunity. You don't want to buy too much of it because most Christmas haunts are only open for a few nights.
Right.
But also, we talked about this way back in the gift shop episode. Why are you not selling these online too?
Yeah, exactly.
You might not be making a huge amount from online sales out of season, but I bet you might make some, because everyone forgets to buy a Christmas present or a birthday present for a loved one that loves haunted houses.
Yeah, and if you had an ugly Christmas sweater I know some people would eat that up.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of your big fans would eat that up. Because I have been invited on work functions because places that I work seem to think that it's fun and that everybody has an ugly Christmas sweater. I don't. But I could if it was offered from a haunt.
Yeah. One other thing to be thinking about while we're talking about merchandising, though, is updating your snack bar or whatever your food is. I don't understand why Christmas haunts, when they open up their food bar, are still selling nachos and hot dogs.
No.
I mean, okay, I guess maybe offer them, but why is there not a Christmas treat?
Yeah.
Give me a warm cup of cocoa with peppermint in it.
Yeah, exactly. Peppermint cocoa.
And make the alcoholic version of that, too.
If you want to make it gross, you could do reindeer piss.
Oh, don't do that.
No, I don't know what it is, but
no, I mean, basically, make sure your snack bar fits the theme, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, center everything around a tentpole character.
Mm-hmm.
And then let the rest of your marketing and let the merchandising and everything else flow from that. Because that's the problem with a lot of these Christmas haunts is that they use Krampus as their main promotion, and that's a weak tentpole for everything else. Yeah. They can't really offer anything unique or special around that.
Right, and if you buy the one that's from the movie, then you don't really have a lot of merchandising opportunities.
Not legally.
No.
Not legally, especially.
No.
So yeah, I mean, the idea here is to get that firm central character that everything else comes off of. Mm-hmm. All your t-shirts, all your promotion, all your marketing, it all ties back to this. Mm-hmm. And when you have a strong central character, it's easy to do that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on though, okay, basically though, with this character, do also try to have fun with it. Remember that it's meant to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that you can have a little more fun and be a little more silly with a Christmas haunt.
I agree.
Or a winter holiday haunt.
I agree because most of the people, I suspect, I mean, I'd love to see the statistics on this if any haunt has them, but I'm very sure the vast majority of people that attend the Christmas haunt are return customers from the main season.
Yeah.
So they've seen the haunt. They know what's up. They've gotten their scares. And they're coming back recently enough that even dipshits like me can remember it.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So they're going to know kind of what's up. So make it fun. Focus on making it fun and entertaining rather than purely scary.
Yeah.
And that's something haunts need to do anyway.
It is. And I mean, everything we're talking about now can apply to any holiday or any time of year or just your
haunt in general. And that is one of the frustrations is like we've been talking about how haunts need that main character. They need that main story. They need that unique selling point. Mm-hmm. And they deny themselves that because they don't put in the work in creating that character. And it drives me nuts because that's free. Mm-hmm. If we, with our little home haunt, can create a strong central character as a tentpole for everything, you can too. There's nothing stopping large pro haunts from doing this.
No.
There's absolutely nothing, and I don't know why more haven't taken it up. So we're going to end this with some quickie recaps of the previous episodes. We definitely recommend going back and listening to them. We listed them all in the very, very beginning.
Yes.
Episode 15, 126, 55, and 157. Hut, hut, hike.
Yeah.
But anyways, just to wrap it up with this, the elements of a good villain, just to remind everyone, it's memorable, easy to say the name.
Yes.
Bernie Baxter.
Mm-hmm.
Flows right off the tongue. Nice little soothing alliteration.
Yeah. Unique costuming. Can you pick it out from a silhouette?
Yeah, this is really difficult to do. You have to think about this because you have to remember the costuming and appearance of this character has to look good up close.
Yeah.
For most of them, but it has to be easily recognizable at a large distance.
Exactly.
And that's a tough thing to thread.
Yeah, and I think that a unique, oversized weapon for a holiday could really help with this aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree with you very much there. Be thinking about any possible catchphrases or mannerisms that like hook the character. I mean, do they do a certain thing with their hands? Do they strike a certain pose regularly?
No.
Do they have a line they repeat ad nauseum? example. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you're using your main character from your actual Halloween show, um, how how does that character change into the Christmas version of themselves? Because it should be a distinct version. Do they add a little hop in their step?
Yeah, and it's not just a costuming change, but I think is what you're trying to get at there.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the costuming will change for the holiday.
Right.
But the mannerisms need to change too.
Are they a little bit happier in their tone, or is it a little more high pitched?
Are they, for example, using Christmas to lure victims in?
Yeah.
Are they not actually enjoying Christmas? Is it a miserable time of year for them?
Yeah.
And they're weakened and they're more frail.
Mm-hmm.
How does this connect with their arc?
Exactly.
And that's if you're using the main character. Once again, one of the things you may want to do is bring in a family member or something like that to have that dynamic off your regular main character.
Right.
And that way you can ease off the main character a little bit, save them mostly for your main season.
Exactly.
But have this special character here for this time of year. I think that's better than adapting your main character just because A, overexposure, B, it helps the narrative in my mind.
Yeah, and you don't want to damage the main character's strengths in Halloween by giving it a slightly less serious role for the holiday.
And you don't want the character to be too different. I mean, that's one of those fine lines. If you're going to use your main character, it's got to be someone that's still recognizable as the main character.
Yeah.
But also easy to see how they've changed for Christmas.
Yeah, like I think it'd be fairly easy to do with Bernie.
Bernie could do it pretty easily just because he's a carny barker.
Exactly.
He's a con man. He's a sham artist.
Yeah.
Of course he can do it. He really wouldn't have to change that much other than decor and a few new lines.
Yeah. And now that he's got the red coattails, you just put a little sprig of holly on it and call it a day.
He can make it work pretty easy.
Yeah.
But if you're, dealing with, say, an evil doctor character, for example, who runs like this horrible, asylum or this horrible hospital, that's going to be a lot more difficult.
It is.
So you might want to bring in the outside character there that can, bring in a different vibe and play off that character.
Yeah, bringing in an outside character is much easier to make him unique and to keep them with Christmas than, and I want a character that I want to come back and see and it be a tradition to go and see this character and what they do to your haunt every year.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're in there messing it up from November through December, especially if you start teasing it on those November 1st shows.
And that was one of the things I really loved Crystals did the show notes this week.
Yeah.
One of the things I really loved was the idea of setting the stage for it in November.
Yeah.
I really think and I've never seen that done. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You don't have to change the decoration or anything. Just have these Christmas characters show up and make trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Little elves making trouble, or instead of flashlights, on the flashlight nights in some of the areas start a few strands of Christmas lights, so it's around the corner. It's a visual cue that something's changing. Yeah,
you could even make it a thing where like one of the characters, maybe like a distract in the distract and startle room, is pretending to hang Christmas lights. That way you have the moving lights to serve as the distraction.
Right.
And then you can hit from another direction.
Yeah.
That could be a great way to distract. Oh, look at me. I'm hanging Christmas lights. Drop panel from the side.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you ain't looking.
Yeah, no, I love that idea.
Because moving light is one of the most easy ways to get people's attention anywhere.
Yeah. And
someone hanging Christmas lights, once again, lets them know subconsciously, something's going on. This is weird. Yeah. What's happening?
Just, at one point, instead of a loud bang, use jingle bells for your loud noise, Yeah,
sleigh bells are surprisingly loud.
They are. They're annoying.
They're really fucking annoying, too. I was about to say... There's a reason they're supposed to be on fucking sleighs with the horses and not around like us.
Yes, well, that's why I said, one and not all of them. Because
really fucking annoying.
One, is an audible clue that things are changing.
Well, and it's like one of those dumb things where it's like every year I forget how annoying sleigh bells are, and someone hands me one either at a store or somewhere, and I'm like, what's this thing? Oh, Jesus, Murphy, no. God damn it, I'm deaf again.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But remember to make the reason for the Twisted Christmas also relatable. And remember that your villains, when you're crafting them, don't consider themselves evil.
Yeah, I really don't like how a lot of haunts do this with their main villain too.
Yeah.
Where they make the villain like a Disney-esque villain.
Yeah.
I know I'm evil, what do you want to do? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the bad guy, I get it. And not in the Billie Eilish kind of way. It's just, I'm the bad guy, and I know I am, and I'm reveling in it. And hey, there's something cool about that. But nobody believes they're the villain in their own stories.
No.
And you got to remember that. And that's one of the things that, to me, is always scary about, quote-unquote, history's greatest villains.
Yeah.
Is none of them believed themselves to be the villain. They all thought they were the good guy in the narrative.
Yeah.
And the good guy, good girl, whatever.
Exactly.
They just lost, you know. And in a lot of cases, yeah, if a war or something had gone a different way, we might remember them as the good guy.
Yeah.
How fucked up is that? That doesn't scare you, thinking about history.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Backstory. Let's do something else. Before we get too philosophical here.
Yeah, and the backstory for your holiday shows need to change for your haunt and your character backstories.
Yeah.
So if you are keeping some of your characters from your main haunt into the new one, the new version of it, it has to change,
or at least has to be added on to. You may not. You probably don't want to erase any work you've done on the backstory for the main season. Obviously, you don't want to retcon anything.
No.
But what you need to do is find a way to make this dovetail into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually not that difficult to do, because, I mean, look, we're not big on Christmas. I think we've made that pretty clear over the years. Neither of us are big on Christmas. But Christmas impacts our lives every year.
Yeah.
In significant ways, no matter how much we don't want it to.
Right, exactly.
No matter how much we hate the idea. It impacts it constantly and in major, major ways. So just ask yourself a simple question. How would the holiday season impact this character or this place?
Exactly.
And just kind of let it flow from that.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you need to make the scares make sense in this new world.
Yeah, that is one of the weird frustrations with a lot of Christmas haunts. Like I said, if they just put holiday costumes on people and hang Christmas lights, next thing you know, you've got elves coming out of sewer pipes, banging.
Yeah.
So it's like,
what
the fuck's Twinkle doing there?
Yeah, these are the same scares, but they're just like now.
No, it made sense in the original haunt. There was a sewer monster in there or something.
Exactly.
It made perfect sense. It was completely correct. And now it's just they put an elf on that actor wore a different costume.
Or worse, they put a Santa hat on their sewer monster.
Oh, Jesus Christ on a cracker. Let's not even go into that, because and that's, I think, the frustration in general we have is a lot of and I get it, okay, and I completely get it.
Yeah.
There is not a lot of time between mid-December and between the beginning of November and mid-December. There's about 6 weeks there.
Yeah.
That is not enough time to drastically change a haunt. I understand that. I completely and totally understand that. But it still feels like, even knowing that consciously in my brain hole, like a lot of haunts are making it very low effort. Yeah,
and I mean, part of it might be that haunters in general don't like Christmas, and haunts are opening because they feel like they need to pander to the customers who want it.
That's fair. I mean, and that's fair. And here's the thing. If you feel that way, and that's a totally understandable feeling, I'm on your team.
Yeah.
We don't do shit for Christmas with our haunt.
No.
But the thing about it is, you have to realize, if you do put that kind of low energy performance into it, it's going to impact people who come for your main season.
Yeah. And it's going to impact any other holiday shows you have.
Yeah.
Because we have not gone to holiday shows after seeing one.
Yeah. That one low energy effort. And
yeah.
So just keep that in mind. If you don't want to do it, if it's not something you want to do, or you don't feel you have the time or the resources to do it properly, don't do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather you not do it than do it poorly.
Exactly. And that's something that it could hurt you.
Yeah. And honestly, it's better for you too, because you might make more money the first few years, but eventually it's going to tank your reputation.
Exactly.
Because
you don't want that.
You don't want that. So the main thing is, and the thing about it is this: if you have tight money, tight time for build, and all that, I get it. That's why this stuff is so important. This is the free stuff you can be doing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be writing and building and designing this character today. You can be drafting this backstory right after this podcast is over. And it's free. And you have all the time in the world to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no hurry. There's no pressure. Just whenever you click off this podcast, and everyone clicked off now. Whenever you click off this podcast, just go start work.
Yeah.
You're going to have some time off around the holidays, most likely. Most people will. Take advantage of it. Have a think. Have a drink. Work on it.
Yeah.
This is something you can do right now. And doesn't require an insane amount of energy. Requires no money and no resources.
Yeah. Yeah. Plan for a good one.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, moving on. We talked about this previously. The 3 versions of the story. The elevator pitch, as you call in the notes.
That's what you called in episode 15.
It was lame puns back then. I don't do lame puns now.
Laughs anybody who has seen your Facebook page.
What am I up to? Day 630 some shit?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so an elevator style pitch is 30 seconds. A longer pitch for YouTube or short articles or whatever. It's usually 2 to 4 minutes. And a long version that could be a goddamn novel if you're willing to spend that amount of time.
Yeah, in fact, I would love to see a kid's book Christmas tale for a haunted house.
Yeah, especially, for the Christmas show. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly.
I would buy the crap out of that.
So would I.
And here's the thing. Coloring books, if you have someone available that's good at drawing that style, coloring books
not good at drawing.
Might actually help them or not.
Yeah.
Coloring books are amazingly cheap to print.
Yeah.
And I found this out recently because we got a free coloring book from a friend of ours for the movie Thanksgiving. And I was like, we didn't take anything too valuable, so I looked up the cost of printing. Okay, I feel better now.
Yeah.
They're actually surprisingly cheap to print because the paper quality sucks except for the cover.
And it's black and white.
So they're actually remarkably cheap to print, and you can print a couple hundred of them and sell them for $5 each and turn a huge mint.
Yeah, you can even do a kids' night where they all come out, meet your character, and color a page like you do at restaurants. Like they give kids the little 4 colors and
they don't do that anymore, but yeah.
I think some of them do.
Oh, the kids have fucking iPads now. They don't fucking color or anything. They got fucking iPads. They got Baby Shark on that shit. They don't need a coloring book. They don't need to color the map. Jesus Murphy.
I thought I had seen one somewhere recently. Like in the last 5 years.
There are 5-year-olds with better fucking phones than we got.
Yeah, well, that's not hard.
That's not. We still have a recent phone.
We do.
We just like smaller phones.
Yeah.
But anyways, but I do love that idea. I'd buy the shit out of one of those.
Yeah.
Especially if it was reasonably priced. But yeah, be aware of your limitations and trying to weave things in. But like I said, this is stuff you can start now. Your limitations aren't as great as you think if you start now. If you start in a panic November 5th, you're kind of fucked. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, basically, if you're going to do a holiday show, plan for it like you would your regular show.
Yeah. And I honestly, really and truly believe we timed this episode just about perfectly because most of the Christmas show's done for the year.
Yeah.
Now's the time you're thinking about the next Christmas show. Because, and here's a tip I will give anyone. If you're looking for ideas, if you're a little bit if you're struggling with it a little bit, get in the car and go look at Christmas lights.
No.
Go look. Just go look. And the thing about it is, they're pretty, they're fun, you get to admire your neighbor's confidence, you get to laugh at the lazy lights. It's a lot of fun. And I'm not someone that enjoys Christmas, but I enjoy this thoroughly. I enjoy this activity thoroughly. But here's the thing. You will notice some fucked up shit as you're doing it.
Yeah.
You will. And you will get inspiration for it. You will notice things that make you laugh, things that make you go, what? The fuck's wrong with these people? You'll notice that stuff. You'll find it. You'll see it. And just kind of make a note of it. There's inspiration out there probably in your neighborhood right now waiting to be had. Mm-hmm. I'm not even kidding. I'm looking forward to, we haven't exactly said when we're doing it, but I know we usually do try to walk around and check out our neighborhood and do some driving. So we're going to do that at some point. And we'll report back on the messed up stuff we see. Because I'm very sure, especially if we do Algiers Point.
Yeah.
If we do it, we'll do the same thing we did at Halloween with the Halloween lights, where we got a few beers at Crown and Anchor and roam the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. That'll be nice. But anyways, we'll report back. But you will find it. There's inspiration out there. Now is the time to get inspired and to begin writing and working on it. Now is the time. Mm-hmm. Is that all we have?
That's it.
Well, that's good, because we filled about 55 minutes of that. That was 55 minutes of something. But on that note, if you want 55 minutes of other somethings, check us out at hauntweekly.com or Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook, youtube.com/hauntweekly is the YouTube channel. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. I don't know where the cool kids get their podcasts. I just know we're in all of them now. But until next time, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And we'll see y'all next week for episode 316, Divisible by 4. It means it's time to do the news. And I really have no idea what's in the news.
Me either.
I know
it'll be fun to put together.
It's going to be an interesting one. So join us next week for the news. See you then.